Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my February TBR and I'm starting to feel a bit more human. I'm sorry about the fact that the last few videos I've been full of cold. Still got it, but I'm starting to get more human again. And this February is the second month of 2025. It's the month where my videos will start to be changing a little bit. I've got an announcement to make at the start of the month, and it's the month of love. And Sweeps agreeing with me because she's pairing. But obviously, for me, February stands for the fact that it's Valentine's Day on the 14th. We have a very, very busy month in our family for birthdays. We have Chris's mum's birthday, Charlie's husband's birthday on one day, and then a few days later we have my lovely youngest sister Vicky's birthday. Then we have Valentine's Day, and all within the space of a week. So yes, it's a bit of an expensive month. Valentine's Day falls on a Friday, and guess who's been working? But me and Chris have been together 20 years. We don't go out. He says it's a rip-off, but I have hinted I want a present, something romantic and maybe a book. I will get him a little something. We do get each other cards and stuff like that, and we will have a takeaway that night, and I'm going to try and drop hints for the kids to go bye-bye so I can have a little bit of romance with Chris. Maybe I think that night I might try and watch like a film with him or watch something nice with him. But I think, obviously for me, I like romance books, but I have got a few pink books here, a few books about love, and I think like that, because for me, you should be loving your partner and loving yourself and your friends. It should be, I think also it's Galentine's Day, like the friendship love month as well, I think. But for me, friendships, are very important, so we should celebrate those as well. I'm celebrating all my friends. Love you all. You know who you are. But what I always say when I start my TBR is obviously just reminding you that what kind of the videos are changing in February. So every week I'll be having a reading catch up with a bit of a lifestyle catch up. Every other video will be other things. So we're going to be telling you about my books for spring, my March TBR, an announcement, the standard book hauls and everything else. And we'll go from there. But I'm going to try and be a bit gentle on myself because I don't know what February's going to bring. We don't even know what day today is going to bring. God, I might as well start planning my March videos now. It's exciting. Right, so here we go. I've only got one buddy read in February, and that is 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown, which I'm buddy reading with Kat from Brews and Reviews. Me and Kat have got 2 buddy reads planned for March. Slightly insane. But this one is completely not what I would have called a Kat book. She sent this to me on my birthday month, but it wasn't a birthday present. And it's obviously Millie Bobby Brown's was in Stranger Things. And she's also in the Enola Holmes video. So she's quite a famous actress, and she wrote this book. And the fact I've had it on my shelves for nearly a year, it is not what I would have called a Kat book. Not at all. Because it is set in London 1942. Despite the raging war, spirited 18-year-old Nellie Morris lives a quiet life in the close-knit East End community of Bethnal Green. Her friends and family tease that she will marry air raid warden Billy, the boy next door who's always been sweet on her. The day of the arrival of Ray, a handsome American stationed nearby, causes Nellie to question everything she thought she knew about her future. And I think this is actually based on Millie Bobby Brown's family history, I think. So, and look how pretty these end pages are. You know me and end pages. I'm starting to buy hardbacks just for the end pages. That is such a pretty, pretty book. I love the end pages the best. But yes, so that is my only buddy read of the month. We haven't set when we're going to do it. But yes, we're having a break from the Rick Riordan books. So that's our first non-Rick Riordan one. Then my reread for the month is going to be The Love Square by Laura Jane Williams. I've got most of her books, but I bought them because I loved Our Stop by her, but I've never reread them. And I've not carried on buying all her books because I read them and I don't necessarily reread them. So I thought I would try rereading this. And it's about, she's single, so I think I rated it like 5 stars originally. She's single, but it can still be complicated. Penny Bridge has always been unlucky in love. But a change in circumstances see her stepping into a new life in a new town. The last thing she expects is to meet a remarkable man, followed by another and another. All of them want to date her. Penny has to choose between 3, but will any of them be the one? Don't know what I'm going to do. This is going to be my trial. If I like this, I will reread. If I really love this and it makes me want to reread her other books, I will. If not, it will mean I will just unhaul the other books that are on her shelves, and I might give you guys a chance to get them. But yeah, so that's why I'm rereading that. My Agatha Alice book for that month, like I said, I will get around to doing the live for the other one books. But this one is the one that I remember telling Alice I had, and this was Peril at End House by Agatha Christie, and I think it's a Poirot. It's one of Poirot's early books. And Alice warned me it might actually scare me. When she was around, I told her I bought this, and she was like, "Oh, you're going to be scared," but she loved it, I think. Will you be serious? It would not have been. It would have been a joke, mademoiselle, if you'd been lying in a hotel garden with a pretty little corpse and a nice little hole in your head. Oh my goodness. Nick Buckley is suffering from a run of bad luck. First on the treacherous Cornish hillside, the brakes on his car failed. Then on a coastal path, a falling boulder missed her by inches. Later, an oil painting fell and almost crushed her to death. Upon discovering a bullet hole in Nick's sun hat, Hercule Poirot decides the girl needs his protection. At the same time, he begins to unravel the murder that hasn't yet been committed. So I've read, out of these ones, I've only read the first one of Poirot, The Mysterious Affairs at Styles. Oh, and I've read The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, but I haven't read The Mystery on the Blue Train, Black Coffee, The Big Four, and Poirot Investigate, and All Murder on the Link. So I'm wondering what I'm going to think of this. But it's a nice, short but sweet book, and yeah, this is the Agatha book. And then my 2 seasonal books, and then I'll do the TBR jar. I just bought another Liz Traynell book, and this book I think the kids bought me. And this is In Love and War. It looks wintry. 3 women, once enemies. Their secrets will unite them. So I've got quite a few books by this author before I've even read this one. So I need to go off my bum and read this. It's sort of set in July 1919. The First World War is over. The war-torn areas of Flanders near Ypres is no longer home to the troops, but a group of tourists. Controversial battlefield tourism now brings hundreds of folks to the area, all desperate to witness firsthand where their loved ones fell. I do talk about this more in my series video, so not in my series, in my books for the winter. So I will show you that. But it does look good. It's historical fiction. It's different women in different backgrounds, set, like I said, First World War, so that could be interesting. Let's give it a go. And then the other seasonal book is The Birdcage by Eve Chase. And I've loved some of this author's books. I've read The Vanishing Act of Audrey Wilde and The Glass House. This is a pink copy because it was obviously to support a charity, thing. But I've got this from my charity shop, and it's The Birdcage. Some secrets need to be set free, so they're always quite mysteries. They're not sort of necessarily scary. But when half-sisters Lauren, Flora and Kat unexpectedly summoned to a Cornish house where they spent their childhood summers, it's the first time they dare to return, because the wind cliffs and windswept beaches hide a 20-year-old secret, the truth about what they did. Someone who remembers them lurks in the shadows, watching their every move. And there are other secrets, even darker than their own, waiting to be unearthed. Pink, got pink spine, so that's why I thought I'd read it. Let's give it a go. Now, the TBR jar did really, really well in January, so let's hope it does really well here today. Oh, I've got 2 there. I'll go with that one. I think I've done chosen well. I was nervous. Oh, it's a fantasy! Oh, and it's actually the longest fantasy that's been on my shelves. So this is completely brilliant. And it's actually the book that's right at the top of the pile. This is the start of another fantasy series. I bought this quite a while ago, in at least a year or 2 ago. About nearly 2-3 years ago actually, in Bognor. And this is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. It's the start of a series, I believe. I think my mum liked this series. But I thought I would give this one a go before I picked up the other books in the series. So now, if I like this, obviously I will read the other books in the series. And I think I need to move the books away from my wall. It's a little bit damp on the edge, so I need to be a bit more careful. So this is over 400 pages. But for as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in happily ever after until she learns the love of her life is about to marry another, and her dreams are shattered. Desperate to stop the wedding and heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with a charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, she asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns The bargaining with the immortal is a dangerous game, and that Prince of Hearts wants more from her than she had pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. Really looking forward to that. So well done, TBR Jar. I'm impressed by you. So now I've got a few books that have starts of series or carrying on a series, so I'll show you them next. The first one is a series that the lovely Jem from Gemma Books got me, and this is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. Now, I read the first book in the series about, I don't even know if it's a long time ago. Got it from the library. I think it was when I've been on BookTube, but I think it was before I did something, because I didn't buy the rest of the series, and now she gave me the whole series. So this is like a wintry book, so I thought I had to get this book started on this in the series. Beware the Evil in the Woods. That's another fantasy book. What am I doing? As the wind in the village at the end of the wilderness of northern Russia, where the winds blow cold and the snow falls many months of the year, an elderly servant tells the stories of sorcery, folklore, and the Winter King, and to children of family tells of old magic frowned upon by the church. But the young wild Vasa has far more. These are far more than just stories. She alone can see the house spirits that guard her house, and sense the growing forces of dark magic in the woods. Start of a series. I did enjoy it the first time, so I'm looking forward to seeing what I think of it this time. Then, I read the first book. I read Things We Never Got Over last year, and I've yet to carry on with the series, because Danny bought me the third book in the series, and I had to get the second book, and I was looking everywhere, and in the end I just gave in and got it second-hand online. And this is Things We Hide from the Light, and it's the second book in this series. And we're talking about Police Chief Nash Morgan, known for two things: being a good guy and the way his uniform accentuates his rear end. I think this is like saucy American romance. But two bullets put a dent in his southern charm, and now he's facing a criminal still on the loose and a town full of citizens that consider the law more than a guideline. The last thing he needs is leggy, smart-mouthed Nina Salavata moving in next door and making him feel things he shouldn't have the energy to feel. Lena is on a mission. As soon as she gets what she's after, she has no intention of sticking around. The town of Knockamount has other ideas. Soon she finds herself sucked into a small town life, dog-sitting, saying yes to a bridesmaid dress, and listening to the sexy chief of police in the shower. This does sound good. Saucy moment. Then to a book. It was the last present I got from Alice, and yeah, it's one I've been really looking forward to. But I wanted to wait until I knew that I had the third book coming out in paperback. The third book in the series, Mary the First, is out in paperback now, I think. So I'm going to get it either at the end of the month or very soon, so I can get it now whenever I want. And Alice got me this last year for my birthday, so it has been on the shelf for nearly a year. But I loved Elizabeth of York, The Last White Rose, and it will be interesting to read a take on Henry VIII's story, because we read about his wives a lot, but we don't read much about him. And this is, Prince Harry is known as born as the second son. His brother is destined to rule, but Arthur's untimely death sees Harry crowned the King Henry of England. As his power and influence extends, so commences a lifelong battle between head and heart, love and duty. The fate of the Tudor dynasty depends on an heir, but Henry's prayers for a son go unanswered, as the crown weighs heavily on a king with all but his one true heart's desire. It will be really interesting to read this, but it is very long. It's like 600 pages. What have I done to myself? I've got quite a few big books again. I am literally killing myself off. But I have got a shorter book. And this is one, again, I got Chris to buy me for my birthday, so I'm trying to get these read before my actual birthday. And this is, oh, I got it in Marlow. Yeah, I remember Chris bought it for me in Marlow. So we're not going actually out on my birthday this year. We're going to go out on the day after my birthday, because we've got the kids on my birthday. My birthday's on a Sunday this year. But Miles, and this is Laid on the Blue Fox by Kira Moodle-Hargrave and Tom, and it's pictures by Tom DeFresno, which is her husband. Miles means nothing to Fox. She knows only that she has exactly where she is exactly where she's meant to be. Fox wakes and begins to walk. Meanwhile, Layla embarks on a journey of her own to find the mother she thought that she'd lost. In the endless daylight of Arctic summers, the world is vast, wonderful, and wild and wondrous. Through the ice and across the sea, Fox and Layla's adventures are just beginning. I loved Julia and the Shark, and this is not long, but it is just, oh my god, the pictures are gorgeous. Can't wait to read it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book, and I'm super, super excited to read that. It does look a bit wintry, so. Then to a book that I've only just got. I got for Christmas, and I'm reading it straight away. Who Am I and What Have You Done With Me? And this is Some Like It Cold by Elle McNichol. This is, Charlie has got a pretty copy. She bought this with this copy, but she wanted it from, but she got another copy from another independent bookshops with a different spine that she liked. But she gave me this, and I was like, yes, you know me and sprayed edges. Everyone knows about Elle McNichol. She writes a lot of middle grade books, but this is her first YA book. Two rivals, one secret, the winter that will change everything. 18-year-old Jasper is heading home for the holidays. Arthur, a budding filmmaker and long-time thorn in Jasper's side, is looking for a story of a big screen and the return of a small town's broken golden girl that could just be what he's searching for. But Jasper is back for one reason, to say goodbye, and before long the tensions begin to rise and a certain brooding film buff starts to look like for a very reason to say. I love this author's work, so I'm really looking to read it. It's Elle McNichol, so it's my disability included because it's an author with on the spectrum, so that's brilliant. On the there's neurodivergent. There you go. I've got to get my words right, haven't I? Sorry, guys. And another book that I got given by my anonymous booktuber, anonymous Amazon gifter. Got to do a book set in Paris for February. I Remember Paris by Lucy Diamond. It's the City of Dreams. It's again got pink on it. Paris, for me, always springs of romance, so I'm planning to read this on Valentine's Day. Because I will read a bit on Valentine's Day. I will give Chris some attention, but give it to me. My day as well, you know. Like, he's got to give me the reading. Paris has always held a special place in Jess's heart, ever since she spent a magical summer there over 20 years ago. So when a writing job offers her a chance to return, she is delighted, especially as her subject is iconic artist Adelaide Fox. Now approaching 80, Adelaide wants her life story, and what a life she's had, full of scandal, success, betrayal and passion. But Adelaide is soon keeping secrets from her, and Jess is sure of that, and she soon realises she'll have to confront her own past in the city. Can Jess find out the truth, even if it means changing both their lives forever? I love this author's works. Paris, what more did I need? And then to another book, Pink, The Philosophy of Love. Yes, I've got quite a few pinky kind of books. And this is by Rebecca Ryan, and I got given My Extraordinary Life by her as a tandem gift product, PR product. But I wanted to get this, so when I saw it in the charity shop not long ago, I wanted it. Got the word Philosophy of Love. Don't need much more to encourage me to read it in Valentine's month. What is love? Is it something spiritual or wholly physical? Can our feelings be explained and quantified? And or are we two halves of the whole? Ask Alice and Luke. You'll receive very different answers. So it's got an early character of Alice in it. That's going to be a bit okay. Despite her world having recently dismantled by a messy breakup, Alice will tell you that love is the most important, albeit inevitable, of human experiences. When she crosses paths with her old school nemesis, Luke, he challenges this. Luke is a scientist and he's certain that love can be measured and explained, just like everything else. Sounds brilliant. Now, to book this, I've got the next two are books that have been on my shelves a while, and I've kind of made a decision. It wasn't in my goals bit, but I've decided that I am going to be, rather than doing tri-chapter, I'm going to be every month adding a book or one or two books to my TBR. One, I think. This has got one that I'm not sure about, that I'm not 100% on, and if I then, it's going on my TBR, but if I choose to DNF it, I will. And I think that's the thing. I'm going to put these books on my TBR, get them off the shelves, give them a go, almost like try a chapter, but they're on the TBR and it's because it's making me read them. And then if I don't like them, I'll get as far in as I want and then I'll just get rid. But actually, I'll show you that one next. This is one, I think I bought it because I at the time I was trying to fit what I would think is the criteria, trying to read books that other people have loved and not necessarily listen to my own heart. And this is very different from what my own heart is. It's The Night Tiger by Yagasi Chu. It is set in 1930s Malaya. 11-year-old houseboy Ren has the secret mission to find his dead master's severed finger and reunite it with his whole body. Ren has 49 days, or else his master's soul will remain on Earth forever. Li Jin is an apprentice dressmaker, moonlights as a dance hall girl to pay her mother's debts. One night, Li Jin's dance partner leaves her with a gruesome souvenir that leads her on a dark tale. As time runs out on Ren's mission, a series of unexplained deaths occur amid rumours of tigers who turn into men. This is not necessarily, as you can well tell, a me book. But something obviously made me get it, and I need to push myself to even either try it, and if I don't like it, I'm not going to push myself. But yeah, that's that one. It doesn't seem like a me book, does it? And the next challenge is, this one is a book I know I will love because it's by Margaret Dickinson, so it's historical fiction, Forgive and Forget. But it's a big book, and Charlie from Charles Heathcote got it for me ages ago, and I need this push to read it because it is a big book. And something always stops me from reading big books because I always feel like I have to read more, and big books scare me. But this is historical fiction set, I can't even tell when it's set in around about 1911, and I love this author's work, so I know that I will enjoy the writing, but because it's been so big, I needed a push to read it. Polly Longden's China-like doll looks barely a strong, fiery personality, but when typhoid strikes the home city of Lincoln, she needs every ounce of strength in order to cope. With the death of her mother, 13-year-old Polly has to give up an ambition of her own to become a teacher, to care for her grieving father and her younger brothers and sisters. It's a daunting task. 12-year-old Edie is wayward and difficult. Violet at 10 also shows signs of rebellion. When their father too falls victim to typhoid, his only hope is to go to hospital, leaving Polly to cope alone. Thankfully, she has the support of kind neighbours Bertha, Halliday, and her son Leo, a young policeman. Through all the hardships that follow, Polly is sustained by her dream of becoming Leo's wife, but her father's hot temper leaves him to the wrong side of the law during the railway riots of 1911. Forcing Leo to take drastic action that Polly will surely never be able to forgive and forget. Does sound really good, but it's a big book. Now the next one is a big book that scared me. I got this at the charity shop a long time ago, near me, the one that's near me. This is The Book of Dust, and it's volume 1, and it's by Philip Pullman. It's the start of another series. I got it for 20p, and it's a very pretty copy. Although it looks big, it's like 545 pages. But it's the start of another series. Now, Charlie from Charles Heathcote said that he didn't love the whole of this series. I did love the dark materials, but it's a big book. And Malcolm was the landlord's son, an only child. He had friends enough, but he was happiest with his own, playing with his demon Asta in a canoe, which was called the La Belle Sauvage. Malcolm Polstead's life in the pub beside the Thames is safe and happy enough, if uneventful. But during the winter of unceasing reign of the forces of science, religion and politics begin to clash. As the weather rises to the pitch of ferocity, all of Malcolm's certainties are torn asunder. Finding himself linked to a baby by the name of Lyra, she was in the series, Malcolm is forced to undertake the challenge of his life and make a dangerous journey that will change him and Lyra forever. So this is, so I don't know. Give it a go. And then, last but not least, hardback, but it's pretty, and it's now out in paperback, so I got it for like 20p at Fast Books. The Last Kiss Goodbye, so it's kiss, romance, historical fiction. Even though it's a big book, it's only 378 pages, so it's set in 1961. Everyone remembers their first kiss, but what about their last? Journalist Rosamund Bailey is about to change the world when she meets explorer and man about town Dominic Blake. She realises that she's found the love of her life, but just as happiness is in their grasp, the worst happens and their future is snatched away. It's dual timelines because the next bit is set in 2014. Deep in the vaults of a musician, archivist Abby Morgan stumbles upon a breathtaking find, a faded photograph of a man saying goodbye to a woman he loves. Looking for a way to escape her own heartache, Abby becomes obsessed with the story, little realising that behind the image frozen in time lies a secret altogether more extraordinary. It does look good. And, it's got a red spine. I like it when it surprises me. So red for romance, there you go. So let's just give this go. I don't know if I've read any books by this author, but it does look like a me book. So let's give it a go. So, what do you all think of the books that I've got? I'm very happy with them. I'm really excited. Yes, we have the month of love. So, if you got to the end of this video, leave a red heart or a red rose emoji for Valentine's Day. Gotta do it that way. And I've actually thought of the emoji straight away. Let me know what you think of the books I've chosen. Let me know what you're reading in February. I love chatting to you all in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.